radar system can conduct its work. It basically is a radar system to measure geological surfaces. It's a phased array synthetic aperture radar to make multi-dimensional images of geographical landscapes on Earth. They also plan to install an adapter to several workstations along the Zvezda service module, take swab samples on the exterior of the Naoka module to remove a experiment called the biorisk experiment. It's one of several containers of these biological samples on the outside of the Russian segment of the station that exposes biological samples to the environment of space. They also will be installing 2 units, one called Kvarts and one that runs by the Russian acronym of TKK. These are experiment units that will be measuring corrosion on the surfaces of the International Space Station, which has been in orbit since the first element launch back in 1998. They also plan to change the orientation of a plume impingement experiment that is housed on the Poisk module that measures the effect of thruster firings on the surfaces of space station modules.
What's the suit pressure for both? 0.37 and 0.36. Copy, excellent. Oleg, do I understand correctly that...
All of the tasks I just ran down are contained in a nice handy animation that will run about 3.5 minutes that will air for you right now here on our coverage.
Russian Spacewalk 62 will be conducted by Oleg Kononenko, EV-1 in the red stripes, and Nikolai Chub, EV-2 in the blue stripes. To start the spacewalk, crew will egress Poisk with a platform and temp stow it immediately for later installment during the spacewalk. This platform is an adapter and attachment point for more Russian hardware to be installed on the spacewalk. After stowing the hardware, Oleg and Nikolaj will turn on the helmet and video lights, then begin translation on Strela 1, a telescopic pole that can be used as a crane to move crew and equipment around. Once the RS crew arrive at the Nauka module, they will continue nadir until they reach the first worksite to fully deploy the mini RSA panel, also known as the mini radar with synthetic aperture. Oleg and Nikolaj will then work together to swab the exterior of Nauka to take samples for an ongoing test. Both crew will take the same translation path back to Poisk, where EV-1 will divert from EV-2 and first begin the removal of a boom, and then second, a biorisk MSN canister. This canister will later be returned to the Airlock as part of a Russian science experiment. While Oleg does his removal tasks at Poisk, Nikolaj translates to the portable multi-purpose workstation on Zvezda Plane 2 to remove and relocate an adapter. Both crew will translate back to the airlock hatch location on Poisk, where EV-1 will stow the boom for later jettison and meet with EV-2 at the platform stowed earlier in the spacewalk. Oleg and Nikolaj will translate to the platform and adapter to the opposite forward side of Poisk to first install the platform and then Nikolaj adapters on top. Both crew will translate aft again on Poisk to change the orientation of the BKDO, another Russian science experiment, and then continue aft to the airlock. When EV-1 and EV-2 arrive at the airlock hatch, Oleg will stow the biorisk canister. Both crew will then each retrieve multiple pieces of hardware to install on the platform as their next tasks. Both crew will again translate to the forward side of Poisk to install their hardware on the platform. First, Nikolaj will attach and configure the VARTS unit on top of the adapter, and then Oleg will install and configure the TKK unit on his side of the platform. Once complete with the hardware installation, crew will begin the final portion of this task and route cables as they translate aft on Poisk towards the hatch. They'll perform a tool inventory, inspect each other's suits, ingress, and close the hatch, thus ending Russian Spacewalk 62.
Serves a dual purpose, both as an airlock for Russian-based spacewalks, as well as a docking port for visiting vehicles arriving at the International Space Station. The depressurization of that Poisk airlock continues in a slow, methodical fashion. The start time of today's spacewalk is estimated to begin at around 9:55 a.m. Central Time. We'll keep you posted on the official start time, which for Russian spacewalks is measured from the time of hatch opening on the airlock to hatch closure. That's unlike what the phased elapsed time or the elapsed time is for a U.S.-based spacewalk out of the Quest airlock, that is measured from the time that U.S. extravehicular mobility units are placed on internal battery power until the time that an airlock is repressurized. So again, hatch opening to hatch close will be the measuring stick for the duration of today's spacewalk, and once we receive official confirmation from Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center, we'll pass on the official start time of today's spacewalk. Aboard the International Space Station, the 7 crew members are currently flying 260 miles over Western Australia in a trajectory from southwest to northeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator. From left to right, Alexander Grabenkin, Tracy Dyson, Mike Barrett, Nikolai Chub, Matt Dominic, Oleg Kononenko, and Jeanette Epps, comprising the Expedition 71 crew. The NASA crew members that are part of Expedition 71 are essentially in an off-duty day today. They're completing some cargo stowage operations on the SpaceX Dragon cargo craft that is currently scheduled to undock from the space-facing port, the Zenith port of the Harmony module of the International Space Station, no earlier than Saturday. Weather has been a bit of a fly in the ointment here as far as its departure capability from the station. Another weather briefing for the SpaceX 30 CRS, or Commercial Resupply Mission spacecraft, will be conducted later today to determine whether or not the weather will support an undocking Saturday or whether we'll see another wave off until no earlier than Sunday. We'll pass that along when the information becomes available. But the order at hand today and the focus of attention is the Russian spacewalk that is on the horizon. We're expecting that start time around 15 minutes or so from now, and we'll keep you posted as we continue to track the depressurization of the Poisk module airlock, as well as leak checks, final leak checks by Kononenko and Chub to their Orlan spacesuits.
Is it 2? Do you have cooling? I just moved it to 3. Yes, slowly but surely. It was kind of cold, so then I moved to 0, warmed up a little bit. Okay, copy, thank you.
One other note on other activity involving the International Space Station. The 2 NASA astronauts who will launch on an Atlas V rocket on the night of May 6th aboard the Boeing Starliner commercial crew spacecraft, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, are wheels up from the Kennedy Space Center, from the Johnson Space Center's Ellington Field, en route to the Kennedy Space Center. They'll be arriving at the shuttle landing facility at the Kennedy Space Center shortly after noon Central Time, shortly after 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We are currently broadcasting our spacewalk coverage on both the public and media channels of NASA television. At around the time that the crew will arrive down at the Cape, we will be splitting the channels off. The spacewalk coverage will continue uninterrupted on the media channel. The public channel will switch to the Kennedy Space Center for the arrival of the crew flight test, or CFT crew, who will launch on the Boeing Starliner spacecraft on May 6th. Once their arrival and Q&A with the gathered news media is complete, we will rejoin the spacewalk on both the public and media channels. So we'll keep you posted on the arrival time for Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, who are airborne en route from Ellington Field in Houston to the Kennedy Space Center.
Pilot. 5 minutes. 10 millimeters. Copy. 5 minutes of the monitoring expired. 10 millimeters. Which means that MRM2 is airtight.
Все, можем начинать работу по
моменту 6. We can proceed with Q card 7, step 11, Orlan transition to autonomous power.
And as you can hear the conversations through an interpreter from Kononenko and Chub, the two cosmonauts are about to place their suits on autonomous or internal power, battery power essentially, which will be the final step before they complete their communications and suit checks. That will be the precursor to them being given the go-ahead from the Russian flight control team to open the hatch to the Poisk module. Chub will actually open the hatch to Poisk. The two cosmonauts will work together to install a protective ring around the circumference of the hatch to protect it during the course of the spacewalk against any potential micrometeoroid debris hits that might be incurred. Once that protective ring is installed, Chub will be first out of the Poisk module, followed by Kononenko as they set up their tools and tethers to begin to make their way down to the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module for the first task of today's spacewalk, which will be the full deployment of the second of 4 panels of that mini radar system that is attached to the Naoka module that did not deploy properly during the previous spacewalk they conducted back in October.
Off and off. Suits 1 and 2 and press on. Suits 1, 2 off, both off, yes, copy. Now demate electrical umbilical. You go to demate. And after that, cover Orlan umbilical with MLI. Copy. Electrical umbilical.
And the report from the Russian Mission Control Center is that both Orlan suits have passed their leak checks. That's good news as the crew prepares to receive the final approval from the Russian flight controllers to open the hatch to the Poisk module.
Demate from Orlan.
Once again, this is the 270th spacewalk in the history of the International Space Station for assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. The first spacewalk of 2024 out of the station. There are 3 U.S. spacewalks that are currently planned for the June timeframe. Those spacewalks to be conducted by the NASA astronauts who comprise Expedition 71.
What is PO2? What's the main bottle? Oxygen bottle. Pressure.
The International Space Station is currently flying just north of New Guinea, once again on a southwest to northeasterly track that will carry it across the northern Pacific Ocean on this orbit of the Earth. We should be coming into an orbital sunrise about 10 to 12 minutes from now.
Fluid umbilicals are disconnected for both. This MRM2 close, mode to O2 close, but make sure that O2 open. Open, mode to O2 close. Yeah, it's opening slowly. Just stand by. Pressure 0.36. And the bottle, prime bottle 360. Nikolai, what's on your side? 0.35, 318. Voltage on battery 28.9. Excellent. To understand that the fluid umbilicals are capped. The valves are closed. And it's all capped, okay? Covered with MLI flap as well. Okay. Orca valve closed. Nikolai? What about camera? Let me push it a little bit further down. Okay, now it's excellent, thank you. Okay, Dima, we're ready. Okay, guys, I'm handing it over to Artem. Good luck. All the best to you. We'll meet at the pre-press, and you've done excellent job all on time. Good luck to you. Okay, thank you.
And with that expression of well wishes, the Russian flight controllers handing off between the spacewalk preparation controllers to the controllers who will guide Kononenko and Chub through their procedures on a spacewalk expected to last about 6 hours and 45 minutes, maybe 7 hours in duration.
All right, I'm all ready to go. All up for it. Are you? So are we. Excellent. All right, that first of all. Speaking simultaneously. All right. So all tools are in place, everything is properly secured, right? Stand by, Artem. I can't rotate myself like this. Okay, let me step back. I step back. Is it okay now? Is anything on the way? Will the hatch opening also be on the way? No. Right now I'm fine. Nothing is entangled, so we're good. Artem, now we're ready. Copy. All equipment is in place and everything is secured. Absolutely. So the suit's secured? Affirmative. Copy that. Check the flag on the opening key. Is it in work position? Yes. The screws of the emergency closing are loosened completely. The handles are in the closed position facing each other. I can see the second one. Now I can, yes, affirmative, facing each other in close position. Excellent. All right, then we can proceed with the EV hatch opening. Attaching safety tether hooks. And we're monitoring.
This is Mission Control Houston. Cosmonauts in the Poisk airlock, Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub, having now received the go from the flight controllers in Korolyov to open the hatch to Poisk that will mark the official start of today's spacewalk.
Push your handle to the hard stop. When you see the opening, you'll see the message. Okay. I'm leaving the key in the lock, right? Affirmative. Excellent. So what do we have? Sunrise, I can't see it yet. Are we? Okay, it is cracked opening, but the pressure is creeping back up. Okay, when you see the stable opening, a report. In 8 minutes, we'll be in insulation. Copy. Hatch is open. Copy. Again, hatch is open. Copy. Now take the adjustable tether and you need to attach it to the panel. I'm handing it to you with my left hand. Can you see it? No, not yet. Change the orientation. Let me rotate. Bring my legs down. Okay, I'm going. Could you move forward a little bit? Legs towards PASEO. What is this? And okay, this is the adjustable tether. Can you reach it?
This is Mission Control Houston. The official start time for today's spacewalk, 9:57 a.m. Central Time, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Time, as the crew confirmed the opening of the hatch to the Poisk module. So the first spacewalk of the year at the International Space Station now officially underway.
Maybe I should change my position. Well, actually, I can't. There is hardware in the way. Do you see my feet? No, maybe if I back up.
This is Mission Control Houston. Once again, the hatch to the airlock on the Poisk module on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station is open. That marked the official start of today's spacewalk by Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub, 9:57 a.m. Central Time, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Time. Russian Spacewalk 62 now officially underway.
Okay, and I'm going to get your tether. Okay, I see it.
Вот он. Так, он через тебя не идет-то? Нет. Ну, вот через тебя. Давай. Ну, сейчас-то, конечно. А? Сейчас-то да. Ну.
Is it going? Yes, I can. I have it, and I'm moving it. I'm handing you over the tether and opening the hatch. Wait a sec.
Так.
Hatch is open.
Вытягиваем.
Copy.
После этого приступаем к установке защитного кольца.
After that, start protective ring install. Copy. Will do so. I have to reach the ring first. Okay.
Так, затянул хвост.
Okay, I'm tightening here.
Кольцо.
I have the fixed length tether ring secured now.
Стороной. Так. А я вот меток ни одной не вижу.
I do not see any inaudible. It has to be on the bottom, on the left.
Вторая у меня, естественно, одна у вас.
But you do have the second one?
Да.
Yes, of course I have it.
Ты зажал, головой прижал. Головой прижал.
You are pressing on it with your head.
Так. Метка должна быть на 5 часов. Руетку видите? Пока нет.
Do you see the marker? Not yet.
Вот я вижу черное вот здесь.
I see something black here.
Оставил? Секундочку, но почти на месте, да.
Okay, I'm almost in place here. And I have it.
Сейчас я выверну. У тебя она снизу, по-моему, ходит туда-сюда. Она вот она здесь, сейчас я только...
Yours is down. Yes, I understand.
Так, кольцо установлено.
The ring is installed. Copy.
Тогда приступай к выходу из мимо. Первый фал постоянной длины.
So the first fixed length tether, you have to secure it.
Так, фал зафиксирован.
Yes, it's secured.
Я вышел.
I am outside.
Перефиксирую фал. Переменная длина наружу.
I have my adjustable tether here.
Выхода из тени 1 минута.
There's only 1 more minute of eclipse.
Я сублиматор включил потихонечку. Да, сейчас я запрос сделал.
So I may start the heater now, slowly. Let me ask.
Давайте мне тогда длинный карабин пока.
Okay. Give me the long hook now and crew log bag.
Один. Так, сейчас, секунду, я...
Stand by.
Так, застрахован.
I have to tether it. Okay, it is tethered. Now the second one.
Так, вывожу.
Inaudible.
Взял? Да, кривок бэк.
You have the crew log bag?
И даете длинный фал.
Yes. And now feed the tether over here.
Взял? Нет, пока.
You have it? No, not yet.
А? На нем нормально? Нормально, да.
Everything good? Yes. The adjustable tether is secured, the first one. Now do the second one. Slowly let me back up first.
Так, вытягивай.
I'm feeding it out.
Так, я тебе его подаю. Взял? Да. Все нормально. Так, Артем, крылок.
It's all good. Okay, Artyom, Krulok bag is out and the adapter. Copy.
Да, сейчас дадим эту команду.
This is Mission Control Houston, 8 minutes into today's spacewalk, the first view. Now, as the space station moves into an orbital sunrise of our spacewalkers, Nikolai Chub wearing the Russian Orlan suit with the blue stripes as EV2, or extravehicular crew member number 2, Ale Kononenko, EV1, or extravehicular crew member number 1 will be visible during the course of the spacewalk. He's wearing the Orlan suits with the red stripes.
You can still do it.
They have already secured a protective ring around the hatch that was opened at 9:57 a.m. Central Time, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Time, marking the beginning of today's spacewalk. The 7th for Kononenko, the 2nd for Chub, the 2nd they've conducted together.
Okay, the short tether is out. Now the long tether. Copy.
Так, вышел.
I am egressed. Copy.
Так, сублиматор включен.
Sublimator is now on. Copy. Sublimator activated.
Сейчас. Сублиматор.
Still working on the sublimator.
Тихо. Куда?
Slowly.
Так, второй сублиматор включил, положение 2. Второй.
Принято.
EV2 sublimator is on
Так,
in
растягиваем.
position
Так,
2.
подержите тогда, я распределяю. Держу.
And now remove slack on equipment tethers.
Фал с подтягом здесь. Я сейчас. Тут фал.
Okay, adjustable tether is here.
Что-то замотано. Нельзя, что ли?
There is some wrapping here.
Так. Второй.
Now the second tether.
Второй вы подтяните просто к себе.
Just pull it towards yourself. Are you holding
Ну,
it?
может быть, наверх.
Yes, I am.
На поручень, который над ВЛом.
Maybe the one that's above the EV
Ну, вот прям
hatch.
маленький такой.
This is Mission Control Houston. Once again, a good look
На него
at
фал.
cosmonauts Nikolai Chub at the top of your screen.
Adjustable
Just to
tether.
his bottom is Ale Kononenko, Chub wearing the suit with the blue stripes, Kononenko wearing the suit with the red stripes. They are in the process of taking equipment out of the Poisk airlock that they will be using throughout the course of today's spacewalk. They also will be switching helmet cameras on shortly. Those helmet cameras to provide up-close and personal views of the work they'll be conducting throughout the course of today's excursion. The first major activity will be to move over to the Naoka multi-purpose laboratory module to attempt to fully deploy the second panel, one of 4 such panels, on a
Activating the
miniature phased array synthetic aperture radar system that they installed on Naoka back in October during their last spacewalk together. One of those 4 panels hung up, could not be latched in place. They have new procedures designed to try to get that panel unfurled properly and latched in place so that this radar system can begin operating.
Хека у вас справа.
on the right.
Да.
Yes.
Лампа, кнопка спереди, да. Горит? Не вижу. Да, загорелась зеленым.
Do you have a green light illuminated? Yes, it is now for me. Copy. And I have an image already. Copy.
На стрелу идем.
All right, then let's translate towards the стрела.
Николай,
Nikolai, after you turned on the sublimator, you have 13 degrees already. It's working very effectively. Remember to control your temperature. Yes, I'm fine so far. Thank you. It's a bit low, your temperature.
Я уже выставил его потеплее.
Okay, I got it on warmer now.
Пойдем потихоньку.
Okay, let's translate. Yes.
The two cosmonauts have taken a platform and several adapters out of the Poisk airlock that they will be attaching to various work sites on the Russian segment of the International Space Station, and will shortly make their way down to the Naoka module to begin the first major task of today's excursion. Again, that will be an attempt to fully straighten out and lock in place one of 4 panels on a synthetic aperture radar system.
Так, ты пошел? Нет, еще я крылоблок на себе вешу.
Are you moving yet? No, I am tethering crew log bag on myself.
Карабин за свингаром.
I have the hook on the swing arm on the ring. Copy. And also your short tether
Так, вот.
secured to it. Yes. Copy.
Вспоминаю, почему я не хотел после прошлого раза его брать с собой.
Remind me why I didn't want to take it with me
Да нет, не надо.
after the last time.
Мне все равно с ним идти.
Now I have to walk with it.
Сейчас я перехожу на кольцо.
I am swapping my tether to the ring. Copy.
Так, и перехожу на ту сторону.
And translating to
Красота какая.
the
Как я соскучился.
other side.
По живым краткам? Ага. Так, нет, не так быстро.
I missed being out here.
Секундочку. Вот так.
This way.
Так, я цепляешь? Да.
Are you securing here? Yes.
Сейчас ты переменный.
Now adjustable tether.
This is Mission Control Houston. You're looking at a live view from a balcony camera overlooking the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov, outside Moscow, as we hand over between satellites on our tracking and data relay satellite system. We'll be regaining our downlink capability from the station just a moment or two from now. Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub, 18 minutes into today's spacewalk that began with the opening of the hatch to the Poisk airlock at 9:57 a.m. Central Time, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Time, almost right on schedule. They should be making their way down to the Naoka multi-purpose laboratory area, their work site there, to begin the work to fully deploy one of 4 panels on a miniature synthetic radar aperture system that they installed back in October. They unfurled at that time 3 of the 4 panels. One of the panels hung up. The hope is today that revised procedures will enable them to complete the deployment of that final panel and to latch it in place so that the radar system can begin operating.
Okay, a bit stuck here for some reason. You are going along the Strela? Yes, I am. Remove the tethering? Yes. Copy.
Олег Ильич, ваш фал держит переменной длины. Он там за флаги зацепился.
Oleg, your tether is hooked here on the bottom. Your adjustable tether. Copy. It is twisted. Can you do it? Stand by.
Что он там, под этот придется, что ли? Под петлю попал?
How did it get hooked?
Я же с той стороны переходил, сейчас надо перестегнуть на эту сторону.
I just need to switch it to the other side in a moment. Okay, all good.
Так, приехали. Сейчас подъем.
Okay, you need to remate it.
The Cosmonauts, as we are about to regain our downlink television capability from the station, are currently working to set up their equipment at their first work site at the Naoka module of the International Space Station.
Okay, I have it.
The station is currently flying over the border of Montana and North Dakota, moving from northwest to southeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator.
Maybe the other way towards me.
А? Да пойду.
I am going to go down slowly.
Ну, мне что, надо как-то взять. Давай, тебе вот эти вот. Да я уже все взял. Я просто не пойму.
I'm not sure what to do here.
Так перекрутились.
You can see at the top of your screen that boom-like device that is moving back and forth. That is the Strela boom. Strela is the Russian word for arrow. That is a telescoping boom that spacewalkers use outside of the Russian segment to move themselves and equipment around from one module to another on the Russian segment.
How about the handrail on the bottom? Isn't it there? We are getting the video now.
And a good view of Oleg Kononenko wearing the Orlan suit with the red stripes as he now is at the work site of the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module. Nikolai Chub wearing the Orlan suit with the blue stripes just at the top of your screen, almost out of the view at this moment.
You have to go down first. Okay? More and more and more. Yes. Okay, basically you are through.
Я здесь проходил. Сверху? Ну да, между ним и...
Now the APFR.
Ничего они там видно? Машут? Ну-ка.
Can you see people waving to you? Maybe if I stand back a bit.
And a good view right now of the two Roscosmos cosmonauts. Kononenko on your left, Chub on the right, as they begin work to fully unfold the fourth in a series of 4 panels on this synthetic radar system. It is called the mini RSA system. This device was installed during their last spacewalk back in October. One of the 4 panels did not deploy properly. That's the prime objective of today's spacewalk, is to do just that, so that the radar system can begin operating. This is a synthetic aperture radar system used to make multi-dimensional images of geographical landscapes.
Install the handrail properly.
And is planned as a tool to aid in the management of natural resources, environmental control, and emergency monitoring of conditions on Earth.
That is 4148. And you can reach, yes, but it's not convenient. On your way back, or maybe even now, take a video of this. Right now, 4109 is here, and 4128 is on the bottom. So that is how it should be. It's perpendicular to the module, and I did it quite straight. Do you copy? We understand it was just convenient for other crew members to have the previous configuration of gap spanners. MLM, we walked back and forth on it, and we required different configurations of handrails and gap spanners. But not here. Remind me to uninstall it when I go back. All right. Okay, everything in place here. Station Moscow Space to Ground 1 for Alexander. And where do we take the swabs? Yes, Alexander. Can you work on the hatch cover now? Not now, unfortunately. I have the treadmill to do.
32 minutes into today's spacewalk, Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub now at the Naoka Multipurpose Laboratory Module. They are working in the vicinity of the era that you see imprinted on that robotic arm. That's the European robotic arm that was attached to Naoka and activated to provide robotic capability for the Russian segment of the International Space Station. That is not in play in today's spacewalk. What is in play is the effort by Kononenko on the bottom and Chub at the top of your screen to fully deploy the fourth in a series of 4 panels for a synthetic radar aperture system that hung up during its initial installation back in October.
I think the tether will be long enough here.
Артем, первая FP11, я напротив нее стою. Да,
Yes, 111.
Так, safety tether, Олег Дмитриевич, поможете мне?
So, Oleg, could you help me with the tether? Of course.
Держать?
Do you want me to hold it?
Большой карабин зацепить на
So take the large hook and connect it 4113, and you start translation using a combined protocol. So the hook is closed, latch is closed. Copy, speaking simultaneously. So I'm attached to two hooks. So now you can remove the box, removing. The short one has been removed. Let's walk and see how our mini RSA is doing, where you see the dark spots. So do not open the FT valves. You'll see them right in the middle. Yes, I can see it where there is 4111. That is correct. So next to the fixed plate, and take the samples not from the handle itself, but based on the foundation, on the base of the I see 4142. That's what's written. 4142. In the vicinity of BTP. That's the name of the zone. So, and it was called the handle, but it's not a hand rail. So it's next to the valve. Коля, can you tell me if they are closed while you're in the vicinity? I'm just checking that right now. Let me rotate it. Visually, the left latch is closed, but possibly not to the very end, because there is a screw. It's in the middle. Should it be flush? Yes, to the full stop, and you need to turn the paddle. I did, and I think it worked. If you depressed the pedal and nothing worked, then you can use a screwdriver and you can rotate the installation screw. Well, it went to the right, to the full stop. The view is unbelievable. Beautiful, Nikolai. So I've loaded mechanically to the full stop. Can you see it via the telemetry? We copy. So the mechanical handrail has been lowered. Let us confirm with the telemetry what we see. All right, we'll continue. Pressing on. The second latch should be fully closed. That's the type 1 latch. Copy. We copy. Thank you. It seems to be stuck. Once again. You said 41, 43, 41, 44. Oleg, you need to go from the other side. I will try. They're both with adapters, speaking simultaneously. So use the platform with adapters as your site, as your guide. I see it. It's close to the bracket, right? 41, 42, not exactly. You need to take ОБТВ. You can see that's the attachment point for the adapter, for the platform with adapters. You will see some dark marks on it. So the only one I see, the only location I see on the MLI is under the handrail. Yes, where it says BKZ, labeled BK3, that's where it should be. All right. Коля, do you see the wire that is going under? I don't see any at all right now.
40 minutes into today's spacewalk, Oleg Kononenko in the suit with the red stripes, joined just above him by Nikolai Chub, as they are completing the installation, the temporary installation and stowage of a platform with adapters on a handrail that ultimately will be affixed to the Zvezda service module for future spacewalking work. And then we'll proceed with tackling the major objective, and that is the deployment of one of 4 panels on a synthetic radar aperture system that hung up during its initial installation back in October.
That's the piece that...
The International Space Station currently flying 260 miles over northern Brazil.
With the dyno cutters, it just fell off on its own. Well, just try any way you can. All right. Otherwise, the latches are open. Copy. And did you see it only on one side? Yes. Apologies. Let me just secure it in place. Copy. Коля, you said the yellow part was the end part of it. Yes. The yellow part. So it just started falling out on its own. Copy. So the second one is good. I was able to remove it out. Copy. So that's the small movement part. Artyom, why couldn't they have done it, install and then using the bayonet? What did you say? Come again? Did not copy. Why not to do the sample device, sample taker on the panel? I'm not ready to give you the answer, Oleg. It's been 10 years or so, and the structure, yeah, bayonet connection would be better.
the view from Nikolai Chub's helmet camera
Are you ready to close it?
as he continues to work to straighten out or unfurl that one panel on the synthetic radar aperture system.
At any rate, the latches are open, and I have removed the tail ends. Copy. So are you going to use it manually? I'm trying to unscrew everything, and then I'll figure it out. I will try first manually. Copy. So I've picked it on my side. Copy, Oleg. Copy. Latches are closed. Copy. Thank you. Now, you please take photos of everything. Will do. Oleg, I have a request for you as well to take photos from your end, from your side. Come again, did you ask me to do it also? Yes, I'm asking both of you to take photos using the camera. All right, that's the adapter. I'm trying to turn around. And move it somewhere further away. And could you please take photos of the latches of the first type 1? Will do. I'm not going to climb upwards. I'm holding it on this side. I'm using the camera to make a recording. On the bottom, I'm higher than you are.
This is Mission Control Houston. Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center now confirming that the second panel of the miniature synthetic aperture radar system has now been deployed and latched in place. So Nikolai Chub and Oleg Kononenko making short work of that major objective 47 minutes into today's spacewalk. The mini RSA system, as it is called, should now be fully operational once it is activated in the days to come.
Give me a second. 109, as well as the handrail 4128. How copy? So the valve of SP-1. Copy. Thank you. I remember this soft handrail was actually moved when we were working with the valves in the past, and I remember handling it. Have you arrived? I'm down. Yes, please just move here. Yeah, let me move a little bit further. Now you can. Did you come to the base? Did you attach it to the ring where we have the wrap around? Yes. And will you take some photos from there? No, not from that one. Just go to the next one. Okay, next one will work. Done. Excellent.
This is Mission Control Houston. Once again, we are almost 50 minutes into today's spacewalk that began with the opening of the hatch to the Poisk module by Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub at 9:57 a.m. Central, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Time. The two cosmonauts have completed the full deployment of the second of 4 panels of the mini RSA phased array synthetic radar system that was first installed back in October. One of those 4 panels did not deploy and latch in place properly. It did today, so that system is now fully configured in its operational mode, ready to begin operations. This system designed to provide multi-dimensional images of geographical landscapes. The two cosmonauts have also taken swab samples of the exterior of the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module that you see there. A good view of Oleg Kononenko wearing the Orlan suit with the red stripes. Just above him is Nikolai Chub wearing the suit with the blue stripes. You see in the upper right-hand corner of your screen the airlock that was installed on the Naoka module last year. That airlock will be used to eject payloads, science payloads, for study from the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module, much like the airlock sliding platform does from the Kibo module, the Japanese module on the U.S. segment of the International Space Station. And prominent in the foreground there is the European robotic arm attached to Naoka that will be used for other science operations in the months and years ahead.
On the top, is it faster? Well, you can see it's more scenic. You can see around. That sounds good. Speaking simultaneously. Yes, just attach it to yourself. Copy. And this mobile link should be placed in a more comfortable way. Well, in that case, so shall we translate slowly back? Do you have any additional tasks for us on the MLM? No further tasks on the MLM. Is just once you're en route, place the mobile unit in a more comfortable manner. Well, we'll try, but you can spend a lot of time trying to do that. Last time, we've tried to do it. Well, we have a little bit of time for that. We can allocate some time just to make it more comfortable. We'll try. Okay, we'll do it. Second, please look at the Strela unit and see that the stoppers are not touching the exterior panel. We'll look, Oleg. We'll do a little break by the Strela. Right here somewhere? Yes, right here. Maybe a little bit further. Okay, a bit further away? Yes. You can see it very well from there. Can you rotate? Well, I am referring to rotating 180 degrees. No.
The two cosmonauts are now changing the orientation of a plume impingement unit that is located on the Zvezda service module, right at the interface between Naoka and Zvezda. This unit is one of several such units located around the Russian segment of the station that measures the effect of plume impingement from thruster firings over the course of time. During Russian spacewalks, this unit's orientation is changed ever so slightly so it can have a different look at different surfaces on the Russian segment for plume impingement effects.
And maybe partially we can attach to the Strela. No, that's further away. Just go to the foot restraint. You go on one side and I'll go to the other. Коля, stop. Standing. Is that in your way? All right, copy.
This is Mission Control Houston as we approach the 1 hour mark into today's spacewalk. In other news, the two NASA astronauts, Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, who will launch aboard the Boeing Starliner spacecraft atop an Atlas V rocket from Launch Complex 41 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station on the night of May 6th, are en route to the Kennedy Space Center for their arrival for pre-launch training and other activities. We will be switching the public channel down to the Kennedy Space Center a little less than an hour from now for coverage on the public channel of their arrival and remarks, as well as a Q&A with the media gathered down at the Cape. Spacewalk coverage will continue at that time on the media channel, after which both channels will resume coverage of today's Russian spacewalk. We'll keep you posted on the precise time of all of that, but you can expect the CFT, or crew flight test, crew arrival down at the Kennedy Space Center somewhere in the neighborhood of noon Central Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Have you rotated? You probably cannot see me. Feels like night. So shall we continue? In 7 minutes, we'll see the orbital night. Yes, we can see it. It's coming up. I can do it this way. I can start. All right. Artyom, when you were telling us to place the station more comfortably, what exactly did you mean? To make it tighter? Well, it's up to you. I understand the inconvenience is that it kind of gravitates towards the radiator. But I don't know what else to attach it to. Maybe to the restraint. Well, it's at the base point, actually. So you look at 4121, and then the next one is the base point. It does not reach to the radiator. It's nearby, but it does not reach. I don't see it touching it. So when you were translating, we were seeing that it was pretty loose and it might reach the radiator. Yes, in theory, but in reality, so this mobile unit goes to the attachment point for the radiator. So the restraint is on this side, and on the other side, I don't think we have any way to attach it except for the bracket. Well, since the foot restraint here is not used, maybe we can attach it to that structure. We can try. We can try. It will be a little bit further, but it might work. It will be further from the radiator. Let me just turn it around. Copy. And a request in about 2 to 3 minutes prior to the orbital night to turn off the Heka cameras. Will do. All right. We have a restraint, foot restraint on this side. So I'm tightening it up. We're doing it, Artyom. Well, if we attach it here, it will not be banging against it. It won't. I think that'll be better. Or maybe just do it the way it was. I agree. Well, let's try at least and see if it works. I'm holding it.
Artyom, here it is, right here on top. It's pretty much on the foot restraint and on the handrail 2141. But the attachment point cannot reach the radiator anyway, so if we do it from the attachment point, pull it in. We will not be picking up the towels back in 10 years, right? So,
this is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour, 2 minutes into today's spacewalk. Ale Kononenko, one of 6 humans to conduct spacewalks over 3 different decades. On your left, wearing the suit bearing the red stripes, Nikolai Chub. On the right, in the blue stripes, as we move into a handover between satellites on our tracking and data relay satellite system. They have deployed the 4th of 4 panels on a synthetic radar aperture system attached to the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module, and have reoriented a plume impingement detection unit on the Zvezda service module, as well as having taken swab samples on the exterior of Naoka. They will be removing a container called the BioRisk experiment from the Zvezda service module, as well as its adapter, and stow it inside the Poisk airlock, which is the airlock that they use to begin their spacewalk at 9:57 a.m. Central Time, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Time.
So I can say. When we'll turn them back on, then you'll give us the direction. Okay. It's on the CLA. I will just turn it the way it's needed. Okay, copy. Okay, shall we start moving towards MRM? Yes. Artyom? Do you have GoPros off? Are you ready?
With our TV signal back, Kononenko and Chub are wrapping up work to secure the synthetic radar aperture system panels. They now will make their way back to the POISC module to install a work platform with several adapters to a base point on the POISC as the next of several tasks for today's spacewalk. The crew is running well ahead of their scheduled timeline. We'll see if they maintain that pace, working very efficiently together on this 270th spacewalk in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. This is Kononenko's 7th spacewalk of his career. On this, the 960th day in space for Kononenko, who's the chief of the Cosmonaut Corps at the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center in Star City. He will hit the 1,000th day in space, a record few thought would be possible some time ago. Kononenko will reach that milestone on June 4th.
Did you pass it? Yes. Okay. We need to get closer to the model. Let me work.
The International Space Station moving into an orbital sunset over the southern Indian Ocean as the two cosmonauts continue their work outside on this first spacewalk from the International Space Station in 2024.
Tricky spot here. Let me get closer and I will help you. Just 1 second. Okay, crew look back. Okay, here it is. I stepped out, I see. Okay, the adjustable tether stretched out. Yes, of course. Artyom? Was it dropout? Artyom? If I'll be approaching not from the left, but from the right. Can I approach Biorisk that way? Is there anything on the way? Or shall we go the longer translation path? There will be a long gap between the handrails, and it will not be convenient to do the passover. It is possible, but it's not convenient. I had this. Now I'm here. Now I had to look for what on the attachment point? On the mobile link? Or where? No, take a at the main beam. Last time We reported already that the housing is damaged. Can you do something using the restraint, with the restraints, or do you think it will not be manageable? Well, right now the restraints are parallel to 4100, and they're actually causing the damage, but there is no way to put it normal to the handrails. Are they folding restraints? Technically, yes, but we cannot do that. But then, what can we do? Try to stuff it behind the handrail and secure? Why? Just push it somehow behind the handrail. But you'll be passing by anyway, and it will just jump out. There's just the paint is damaged, scraped off a little bit. Okay, understand. All right, then proceed your translation. Are you secured? No, not yet. I just approached this spot. Okay. One, two. Ready? Did we undo the hook? No, not yet. Ready?
Говорят, космических лифтов не существует. Космических чего? Лифтов. Ну, я думаю, глистов.
Okay, and we were told that there are no space warps. Oh, here it is.
Да, ручной.
Oh, what that? Was it a tick?
Надо с чего-то начинать.
Yes, and actually stained. All right. There has to be a first time for everything. Oh, well, I don't have anything to grab onto here. I let that go. Now, here, take this bundle and pull it towards yourself. I think I'll have to transfer here. No, probably a little bit farther. I think we need to use the lower path. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm already here. Let me secure you. When you'll be moving below the ring. Speaking simultaneously. We are currently at MRM2 already. I am next to the Roscosmos label. And I have good visual, okay? So, how shall we do it? Okay, first of all, come closer and I will reattach your tether. Right now you are going under Strela beam. No, I need to transfer closer to the hatch. Or do you want to go to the left from the beam? Because I was planning to go to the right, yes. And if it's to the right, then it's closer to the hatch, because your hatch is to your right. No, I'm talking about the other side from the hatch. Yes, that's where I'm planning to go. Oh, okay. Then let's get off Strela, reattach the tether somewhere right here.
Так, Артем, мы сейчас с меня с этих тезов снимаем и вешаем здесь на поручень вокруг ВЛ1.
Now, We need to... What are you going to attach to the handrail? Could you please repeat? Next to well 1. Did you copy? Can you repeat the whole sentence? What are you going to attach there? We will attach some safety tethers here, right next to the EVA hedge. Yes, and the reel also, and the tethers. You're right, attach it right there. Oh, will it be on the way? I think it is right now. No, I will manage to go to the other side. We'll somehow try to jump over it. I think that it will be easier to go around clockwise around the hedge, over the top. And then nothing will be on the way. Guys, when you'll be ready to go to different direction, when you'll remove the camera and the rail, take the equipment tether, report at that moment, and we will do a 5-minute hold.
This is Mission Control Houston. You're listening to the interpretation of the conversation between Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Korolyov. You see there the vast control room at the Russian Control Center from this balcony camera as they continue to discuss procedures with Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub. The two cosmonauts have straightened out and latched in place the fourth of 4 panels on a synthetic radar aperture system that hung up during its initial installation back in October. So that system is now going to be fully operational. They also took swab samples of some of the exterior surfaces on the Russian segment of the station for analysis at a later date, and are taking a brief 5-minute breather before they press ahead with the installation of a platform, a work platform with associated adapters on a base point or an attachment point on the Poisk module, which is on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station, serving as both a docking port and the airlock from which they began their spacewalk 1 hour and 16 minutes ago.
I suggest to put both inside. Okay, Krylov bag is secured. One is on 6021, and the other one is on 6024. Now let me turn around. Copy. Here, on any of those. Let's do it here. Okay. And the small should be attached to the Krylov bag, yes. Right here. Where is the Krylov bag? Here. And this is the ring. So, is that it? All okay? Yes. Yes, all okay. Done. Artyom, Krylov bag is secured by 3 tethers. 2 hooks from the tether that we used for stowing it, and plus 1 safety tether. Copy. He doesn't copy it. No, guys, I copied you. Artyom, what if I use the handrails to translate over the hedge? Do you think it will be convenient for me later on, or should I go below the hedge? Well, above the hedge, that will mean closer to the docking port. No, I'm talking about the EVA hedge. To make sure it will be more convenient for you in PKDO. Then you'll need to use the handrail that is closer to the docking mechanism. Closer to what? To the docking mechanism. I am now using the utmost upper handrail. Yes. No, guys, it won't be convenient. That's what I'm saying. That I should be using the lower handrails, but I already see PKDO. It will be a little bit high for positioning myself there. Let me try PKDO. No. I'm trying to figure out which handrail I need. Nikolai, have you started translating? No. Right now, I put the alligators into the crew lock back together with the screwdriver that I use. And that way, I managed to free 2 ribs. Okay, copy. Okay, guys, 5 minutes rest. And before you start translating, we'll need to turn the cameras on. Okay. Before we start translating. All right. Artyom, we need to rotate the KDO around its own axis, right? Yes, about its own axis by 180 degrees. Arrow must be pointing at PASEO. It was pointed at me. Now I turned it around, and now it's looking down. Okay, copy. Oleg? Can you turn the helmet cameras on? And also use Glisser. Do you have the image now? No, not yet. I see the green LED on. Yes, green LED is illuminated. Copy. Then I believe we shall be receiving this video in a minute. Just, I turned it towards PASEO. Copy. Nikolai, then turn your helmet camera on. It's already on. Do you see it? No, not yet. Then I go to by risk. Oleg, let's wait for another minute. Let us wait for the cameras to come alive and let us see everything.
This is Mission Control Houston, 1 hour, 23 minutes into today's spacewalk by Oleg Kononenko, the Expedition 71 commander, and Roscosmos flight engineer Nikolai Chub. The cosmonauts opened the hatch to the Poisk module airlock at 9:57 a.m. Central Time, 10:57 a.m. Eastern Time, marking the official start of today's excursion, the 270th spacewalk in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades, the first out of the International Space Station this year, and the first for Expedition 71. The two cosmonauts are working well ahead of their timeline, having unfurled and latched in place the fourth of 4 panels on a synthetic aperture radar system that was initially installed back in October when they last conducted a spacewalk out of the station. They latched it in place. That system now will be fully operational. They have also collected swab samples on several surfaces on the exterior of the Russian segment of the station and reoriented a plume impingement device to measure thruster firing effects on the surfaces of the International Space Station.
Do you believe
the two crew members, although out of sight of station cameras at this moment, have made their way down or back up from the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module to Poisk to install a work platform with several adapters on an attachment point for the installation of other hardware coming up later in this spacewalk and on future spacewalks out of the Russian segment.
Give me another couple of minutes before I'll be able to assess the situation. Okay, of course. Whenever you'll be ready. If needed, we'll rotate solar rays to give you more room. Okay, but you know, there is a pretty narrow space there. I will have to squeeze in. But from that position, if I do squeeze in, I will not be able to see this station far enough to understand about the solar rays. Okay, copy. So you're now on the large diameter, right? We started receiving video from your camera. Yes? I'm at 2423. Copy. Yeah.
And we're back with views from the helmet camera of Nikolai Chub, up close and personal as he makes his way toward the next work site on the Poisk module, just outside of the hatchway to the Poisk airlock.
Oleg, we're receiving the video from your camera as well.
The International Space Station flying 260 miles over the Indonesian island chain, moving from southwest to northeast on a track that will carry the station and its 7 crew members just to the east of Tokyo a short time from now.
Okay, very good. Now tell me, please. There is a foot restraint installed here, and also there is a foundation. They're round. No, you will not be able to hook up to it because they are wider. But there is another handrail there. There is a gap spanner all the way to the base of the platform with adapters. Well, actually, the hook worked on that round a bar without any problems. Okay, copy. I do remember that when we were training on the pool, we could do it, but I don't see any gap spanners. Okay. All right. If there is enough length for you, then that's great. Also, another attachment point possible for the hook is the base of the platform with the adapters. See if you'll need it, you can use it. So far, I'm attached to the foot restraint, to those braces. Copy. Now the base. All right. I'm secured to the base of the platform with adapters, and adjustable is right here. Copy.
Approaching the 1 hour, 30-minute mark into today's spacewalk. Again, the two cosmonauts not appearing to be flummoxed in any way by today's activities, moving smartly along and well ahead of their timeline as they continue their work, preparing to set up for the installation of an adapter and a work platform on the Poisk module, to which they will install two pieces of hardware, one called Kvarts and one by the Russian Cyrillic acronym of TKK, which are two devices measuring corrosion effects on the outside surfaces of the Russian segment of the International Space Station.
Sasha, can you copy us? No, he does not copy you.
Just a programming note as we continue our coverage of the Russian spacewalk today by Kononenko and Chub. We will be switching the public channel of NASA television down to the Kennedy Space Center at 11:45 a.m. Central, 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time, just ahead of the arrival of NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams, who are en route to the Kennedy Space Center, and their arrival for final preparations for their scheduled launch the night of May 6th aboard the Boeing Starliner commercial crew spacecraft on the crew flight test atop an Atlas V rocket from Launch Complex 41 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. We will continue our spacewalk coverage on the media channel during the time the public channel is down at KSC. And once their arrival remarks and a short Q&A with media gathered at their landing strip down at the Cape is complete, then we'll rejoin the spacewalk on both the public and the media channels.
Adapter is uninstalled. Okay. Start translating towards the EV hatch. And Oleg, I am already going back. But you didn't say. I was busy. Okay, the BKDO, pressure and contamination monitoring unit, it's rotated and tilted. Need to adjust it. Yes, I need to go down towards it.
Так, нам надо как-то будет аккуратно его входить.
We need to be very careful.
Выхода из тени осталось 5 минут.
5 minutes to insulation. Copy.
Так, ты там, Коль? Я уже иду обратно.
I'm going back now. Yes, I can see you.
Как его пройти, не задевая. То есть я его развернул.
Just be careful. Okay, I rotated the BKDO
Стрелкой показывает в корабль.
unit towards the Soyuz. The arrow is pointing towards the Soyuz.
Не, стоял правильно, получается. Не, стоял правильно, получается. Вот так.
Well, it used to be
Принято.
properly oriented.
Смотрит вниз на
Снизу
ПХО.
надо обходить.
Да, с платформой с адаптерами вы пойдете сейчас.
Под ногами у меня корабль. Надо сориентироваться, где ПХО.
Okay, I need to orient myself where the PASEO is.
Едете с платформой с адаптерами, то по нижней трассе
When you are shepherding the platform with adapters, please go towards the lower translation path.
Сейчас я тогда дождусь света.
Yeah, I will wait for insolation.
Оно мне
3,5 минуты.
3.5 minutes to insolation. Copy, 3.5 minutes.
Ну его конкретно на ПХО развернуть или просто параллельно модулю поставить?
Do you want me to rotate it
Параллельно модуль,
or just position it
была в направлении.
in parallel to the module?
Ну, я
More in parallel to the module, and so that the arrow faces the correct way. All right, that's what I am doing. All right, there's interference now.
Так, говори, Артем.
Да, у меня просьба камеру Хеку чуть левее повернуть.
The hacker camera, please
Когда будет возможность.
turn it to the left, just a little bit, when possible.
Оля, давай его это застрахуем.
Let's tether.
Так. Сейчас, секунду.
Stand by one.
Давайте.
Okay, now.
Как он? Я его так не поймаю.
I cannot catch it. Not yet. Okay, let me try.
Закрыто.
It is locked now. And biorisk here.
Что? Потащили?
Okay, let's
У меня предложение
start shepherding it.
отдохнуть, как вам?
We propose that you take a rest for several minutes.
Влево. Так,
Okay, first we
так, мы идем
turn
туда,
it to the left, rotate to the left. Yes?
Да, Олег Дмитриевич, так хорошо, спасибо.
Oleg, this way is good. Thank you.
Коль, идете сейчас по кольцевым поручням?
Коля,
Олег Дмитриевич, шел
translate along the circular handrail.
относительно
Yes,
этой дороги без головы.
I understand. I'm going to be head down now.
Не будем здесь пробовать? Она болтается хорошо. Не, болтается, вряд ли получится.
It is loose here.
Так.
No joy.
Предложение. Прежде чем снимать платформу с адаптерами, давайте пару минут.
Before you uninstall the platform with adapters, let's take a rest. I really propose it to you.
Так, ну вы тогда как, держите или как?
Okay, you hold on to it now.
На 60-23.
And this is handrail 6023 here.
А где ручки? По бокам.
Where are the handles?
Вот там на другой стороне.
Along the sides.
С другой стороны то же самое. Нет, я не думаю.
Maybe I should approach from the other side.
Какая же? Давай за ту ручку.
I don't think it will make a difference.
Вы держите или нет?
Let's try this handle. Okay, I'm holding it.
Бэк умудряется мешаться, даже когда он приехал. Ну, надо закинь его внутрь. А толку он сейчас мешаться будет?
This tether is still in the way.
Только всего. Так, держу. Так, ну и... А второй ниже, он гораздо... Второй гораздо ниже, да. Опустишь второй на
The second tether is much lower.